I'd like to perhaps bring it across to Ben now. I mean, you work in procurement, and your trend was "we change or we burn." Again, quite prophetic, given the bushfires at the beginning of the year and also the state of the pandemic. What are the key elements do you see that procurement have to get right in order for business to make a smoother transition to a more sustainable future, as Carl has actually outlined for us? And what are the implications for sales and procurement teams, Ben?
Yeah, thanks, Sue. Look, I think our fragility has been exposed. So now what? What do we do? At the time of writing, we change or we burn. The pandemic wasn't even on the radar for me. I wasn't looking at that when I was speaking about it. But it was all about the Bronze Age and how that brought down civilizations due to the difficulties around the procurement of copper and tin. And iron ore won out. And I think we all need to think about, well, what is our iron? Because it was simple, easier to procure, easier to get, and then it's still used today. The key to the future, I think, is smart procurement. Really, the key to our survival is just really a series of procurement puzzles that we need to solve to move forward. So I think it's simplify and thrive is what we need to do moving forward. This year, 2020, has been pretty bad. We need to think about, well, what will 2021 be like? It may well be worse. There's lots of changes happening. And I think technology will certainly, for procurement, needs to play a major role. In your introduction, so you talked about changes in the procurement funnel. And I think I often look at procurement and sales as brother and sister. They're two of the same things, two sides of a coin. Procurement needs to change its funnel and the way that it works. Traditionally, procurement has sat in an office, typically a big office. You have your stakeholders or your customers sitting next to you. We've seen a change where people can work from home, and speaking to my colleagues out and about, I don't think anybody wants to go back into the office. Many people are getting more work done from home, but we need to embrace technology. We need to embrace how we manage our vendors, how we manage performance, and how we help pivot. What's another part of the technology that we need to look at is, well, what are we doing from a risk and mitigation perspective? I think technology will be applied extensively around where we manufacture. So we'll be looking at onshoring. That said, we'll also consider the fact that we can all work from home. Maybe our services economy will go offshore. That's a real threat, and we might have this balance of on and offshore, procuring onshore to mitigate risks and manufacturing onshore. But because we're so happy to work from home, our services industry may go offshore. That may happen in the near future. I think another one of us, from a social and from a sustainable perspective, we are spoilt from a procurement perspective. People who we expect good quality, low prices, and now we also expect social and sustainable factors in what we buy. So that's another big consideration moving forward. Where we're looking from where are we getting our goods and services from? Again, technology will help us identify that. Traditionally, we've always thought around most organisations struggle to even get control of their contractual agreements. And right now, there's a huge drive to not only look at our contracts, but where are these contracts coming from? Where are our suppliers located? Where are their suppliers, and so on? So that deep dive into our supply chains. The pandemic as well, will find us looking for change. The Bronze Age, as I wrote in my last article, died. It came to a crashing, a burning end. But I think young and small businesses will thrive and prop up. And it's procurement's job to support these vendors as well. We need to look at how they work and what they're doing. Large organisations who can't change quick enough will crash and burn. But from that, there will be rebirth. There'll be new ways of doing things, new challenges and new systems for us to procure. So I think moving forward, embracing and understanding our supply chains will be the biggest drive for procurement, and also working with the sales team around being more dynamic and agile.
Yeah, I think this is very interesting to see more of this collaboration. And I don't know about other people, but during COVID, a lot more people were a lot open to actually looking at what's possible, what if, how could I do things. So let's bring the walls down and actually open up and create dialogue where there is opportunity. Even if it is challenging, there'll be something else, as you say, Ben, that emerges from the ashes of past initiatives.